Help me, rattle can. My guitar has fallen and I can't get it up. Hey everybody, welcome back to RATTLECAN Guitar Restorations. I am James, your host. It's a problem most of us run into at one point or the other. The dreaded, my sweet guitar has had the strap screw strip out. Really good guitar players can pull that one off and pretend that they tried to do that and take a knee and maybe get the rest of the song going, but then what do you do for the rest of the set? And what happens a lot of times is these things are tightened and the screw is taken in and out and in and out, and it gets wallowed out. And so what do? There's a pretty simple fix for this. And you don't really need any special tools to do it, and it's something that you can at least partially do in the field. And what you need is the lowly wooden toothpick. I prefer the round ones to the flat ones. I find that the flat ones tend to kind of snuggle up to the inside, and they just don't seem to have the density that a regular round wooden toothpick has. If you're playing in a crappy bar somewhere, there's a really good chance there's a stash of these somewhere. So I would creatively acquire at least a small handful and stick them in your gig bag with your tools and your spare strings, and you have a bag with all that stuff, right? Here is the temporary fix, and then I'll show you a more permanent fix. First thing you got to do is you got to get this out of here. You got to find how deep your hole is. You can stick that all the way down in there. You should have a pair of pliers with which you use to clip the end of your strings off with in your bag, right? Everybody say yes. I put the pointy end of this up. This goes in your hole. You can then put your screw back into the hole, and then with the screwdriver that you have taken out of your trusty emergency tool gig bag, you start screwing it down. And then you can, as you start to screw that down in there, that is going to start to bite. You are now going to have one more secure strap lock. It might get you through the next song. You might have to put two in there and really bear down to get it in there. Now let's say you get back, you finished your gig, you've done whatever you do after the gig, and now you want to effect a more permanent repair. One of the things that you can do, you can go out, you can find a bigger screw. That's one solution. The other solution is you can do exactly what we did here, and you can affix it with some wood glue. Plain old red label type bond one. And then you put a little bit of glue on this, kind of waller it around, get the glue spread, put your screw and your strap button back in, do the same thing again. Now people are going to freak out because they're going to hear wood glue and they're going to think, oh, you're ruining my precious instrument. Well, here's what you can do. This is not a permanent repair. What you can do, if you ever want to remove it, is take your soldering iron, because you probably have a soldering iron in your gig bag, right? You can take your soldering iron, get it up nice and hot, and you can touch it to this screw. The heat's going to transfer down the length of that screw. It's going to soften that wood glue up. You can then pull it back out, and you haven't ruined your precious baby. It's an easy fix if you know how to fix it. If you don't know how to fix it, then you're in panic mode alpha trying to figure out how to get through your next gig. It's an easy thing to do. Anybody can do it. So put some toothpicks in your gig bag, and you might save a gig. I'm James. You guys have a great weekend. Cheers.
Hey, if you like this episode of RATTLECAN Guitar Restorations, you might want to check this video out as well. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you'd like to help the channel grow, consider stepping over to our Patreon page and giving that a look. Y'all have a good weekend. Cheers.